it's definitely not easy being a mom. The woes that Azalea and I have been having are basically around communication. Things have changed very much so since she was a baby, and my role as a mother is also changing. Don't ever feel discouraged or disappointed in yourself, because we do so much for our families. Hi. It's been a long time since we've done a tea time, and I thought I would sit down and have a tea time with you guys. I still have my morning coffee, so I suppose that doesn't really count, but I'm probably gonna make a tea after this and pop it in the fridge, and I will take you along making that so that you can see how I make my iced teas. This one is really just a message to all the mothers out there. I have been going through some hardship lately as a mother, only to one little one, Miss Azalea, who I'm sure many of you know so well. I just wanted to take the time to make this video, not only for myself to be able to reflect on this moment in the future, but also for all the moms that might be really going through some difficult times with their kiddos. It's so different now than how it was when she was little. Obviously, people evolve and change, and she is going through different learning experiences and surrounded by different kind of phases of life and environments, from the bus to being in Mexico and traveling and now being here at this house. And each phase of her development is new to us. New for her, new for us as parents, new for me as a mother. Each phase of her growth and development is both obviously physical, but very much mental. And she is learning new things and understanding herself a little better, understanding her place and positioning in the family, how she fits in with a friend group at school, and just learning about life. And it's just new. It's all new for all of us, and I'm doing like the best that I can to be the best possible mother that I know how to be, but I'm also learning, and everything is also new to me. And so I just thought I would dig into some of these mother-daughter woes that we have been going through and share some thoughts on how I've been kind of helping myself get through these times, as well as how Justin is helping me to get through these times. Just what we're doing to push through and come out the other end, having learned like a new way to communicate together that is benefiting our relationship over pushing us apart and kind of causing friction. In a nutshell, Azalea's 4 years old now, which is crazy. She's a beautiful, smart, very musically inclined little human being. She loves playing dramatic play games, so cooking games in her little kitchen, and dress up games and dolly games and all kinds of things where you get to use your imagination and create sort of like roles that you can reenact or act out. And it's just so cool to see her communicate so well and really begin to learn more words and express opinions with a bigger vocabulary. It's really cool. She's an amazing human being, and I love her more than anything in the whole wide world. She's big into a phase of like, how is this working, or why is this happening? And one time we were at the Lowe's, and we were in the paint section looking for color swatches for the house renovations, and she saw a man with a prosthetic leg, and she just had so many questions and wanted to know right there and then everything about that man, about how he had only one leg, why he had only one leg, why he had a robot leg, all these kinds of things. And she was so curious, and I did my best to explain to her, but obviously there's certain limitations. Like, I don't know that man. I'm not gonna ask him like what happened and why does he only have one leg. So I have to kind of give her explanations as to why people could have one leg and the incident that could have happened, or maybe they were just born that way. And we ended up watching a little short video about it, and that's kind of been our go-to for breaking through barriers of like wanting to always be watching something or learning something on TV. It's just really cool to see her really push the boundaries and wanting to learn more about life and both the struggle and also like the greatness and the joy and the love and everything that comes with life, like all facets of life. And Justin and I feel like both resonate on this part of parenting, that we don't want to shelter Azalea. Obviously, like there's certain limitations where you would want to shelter her, but we are generally quite open with her in adult choices that we make and certain things that you would learn about as you get older, and we kind of push the boundaries there of letting her learn about it when she is curious and ready to learn about it. The woes that Azalea and I have been having are basically around communication. She gets really frustrated with me, and we're having to learn how to navigate this new space of her being a little bit more independent. Things have changed very much so since she was a baby, and my role as a mother is also changing ever since she was little. When she was younger, or both of us when we were all younger, we were navigating living in the bus, and I was working from home as I am today, and very much like breastfeeding and nurturing her and helping her eat well and grow into, you know, a little toddler, and teaching her how to crawl and play games and read books with her and do all those kinds of things. And life when we were living in the bus is very different than life now. We have a house, we have more bills that we have to pay, there's different stresses that we endure through daily life now, and we're just all very different people than we were 4 years ago. A part of what we have been going through is like not mental breakdowns, but just breakdowns, those meltdowns, those intense, like catastrophic, explosive meltdowns. She's very dramatic in how she likes to play when she plays in a good mood. So when she kind of loses her cool, it's very, very over the top. And so we've been trying to kind of navigate how to get her to calm down and be able to communicate with us. And so we have instilled both personal time and quiet time, which is where we just kind of go into her room, her space, which is a much bigger space than it was in the bus, which allows us to kind of like create a zone within the space to have books, to be able to sit, to read, to be calm. I have been kind of testing the waters without kind of telling her she needs to calm down or chill out or whatever. I've been trying to just like be there to support her. So whether she's losing her cool over something that's sad for her, or if she's angry with me, they're kind of different. But I do my best to sit and wait to do any kind of communication until she's a bit more calm, because even if she is like super distraught, it's really hard for me to communicate, and it's really hard for her to fully like hear what I'm saying. So through these big meltdowns, we've kind of encouraged taking quiet time after those moments, just to kind of help decompress and get our energy levels to a more kind of calm and zen space. When I say that we've been struggling with communication, it's mostly like what I do isn't good for her. It's not good enough for her. She'll hand me something and tell me to put it somewhere, or ask if I can put it somewhere for her if she's running out the door to go to school, and I will, but where I put it isn't good for her. It's not where she wanted, but she didn't communicate that, so I just put it where I thought it needed to go. And that's then where everything kind of like snowballs into emotionally taxing for both of us. I feel really just overwhelmed with sadness that I can't offer her what she needs, but it's also hard because I don't always know what she needs, and lately she's been kind of avoiding using her words to be able to express what she wants and how she wants it, where she wants it, all that kind of stuff. And so we've been really trying to work on calming her down and regulating her emotion, like helping her understand that she can control those outbursts and the emotions that she has by just being calm, and then encouraging her to explain with maybe new words or different words and elaborate on what she was saying that was sort of like an abbreviated sentence of what it could be. So like, put this down. So instead of saying put this down, you would say maybe something a bit more descriptive. Can you please, put this over there on the shelf so that it's there when I get back from school, or something like that. Just helping her to understand that, we have to work together as a team, and that we're gonna only be able to do that if we can communicate everything that we want fully. So we've been working on that. But in order for us to work, there needs to be some sort of like synergy between us, and that we're not like bossing each other around, because she's very bossy sometimes, and I know that she gets that from me. Sometimes I lose my cool and I'm very much like stern with her, and this needs to happen. But that's really when she's like super not listening, and even when calming stuff is not happening, or if we really do need to, like, we're in a hurry to get out the door and she's kind of procrastinating, that's a whole nother thing. But I find that it's important for us to acknowledge, to work together to get through a certain chapter of like hard emotion that we're going through.
I want to pause the tea time to share gratitude for today's sponsor, Dream Pair Shoes. They were founded with a mission to empower women and children everywhere to express themselves freely through fashion without breaking the bank. They recently released a new style for the spring, and we got a pair for Azalea. They're super fun. From the holographic style shimmery straps to the interchangeable Velcro fruity details, Azalea can tap into her current mood and tune into her self-confidence and just have a choice as to what vibe she wants to put out for the day. It's fun to see her switch it up and enjoy wearing the shoes now that the season is getting warmer. And with Azalea going through her emotional growing pains, it's fun to see her express herself uniquely, and Dream Pairs has helped her to explore that. So if you're interested in what kids' shoes are available on the Dream Pairs website, then click the link in the description to discover more fun options for your kiddos. Thank you again, Dream Pairs, for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now, let's get back to the tea.
As mothers, when I say I'm stern and I lose my cool, I realize that as mothers, we sort of like learn from our mothers, and then we as mothers have our strengths and weaknesses that we put on to our children, the younger generations. And so there's certain characteristics that my mom had in her life through her habits and rituals and just demeanor that affected who I am as a person and how I see life. And I've taken sort of like with a grain of salt things that I like and things that I didn't like, and I do my best to kind of reinterpret that into my own motherly energy that I'm then outputting onto Azalea. And of course she's going to feel the same way, that there's things that I've done in my life that are not good and things that I've done that are good and that she likes. I have found that it's really important for me to be my own person, and a part of what I think causes friction between Azalea and I is if we're not actively doing an activity and then we get sort of a little bit emotional or bored or like frustrated with each other if it's not clearly defined. Like, I think it's also helpful to tell her and give her a heads up for transitions and 5-minute countdowns so that she knows how much time she has before we're going to switch to the next whatever it is activity. But I think a part of that is also like I fully immerse myself in her interests, and that is a big important factor for me to show up for her and show her support in helping her achieve her goals, things that she wants to learn about. If she wants to have a dance party and create music and jam out, or if she wants to create jewelry, I want to be there and show up and do the activities that she wants to do. And I found that one of my weaknesses is me doing the things that I like to do and encouraging her to be a part of my world as well, because I am still very much a muse to her, sort of someone she can look up to and someone she admires. And I find when I lose my drive and excitement for myself and who I am, and lose interest in the things that I know I enjoy, that there's sort of like this friction that comes between us where I feel like I'm only doing the things that she wants to do. And so when I do finally ask her to partake in something that I want to do, granted it's not always super exciting, like doing the dishes and stuff, I've realized that those are things that we have to work together to kind of like find a bit more balance so that she can participate in the things that I'm interested in, because it's a give and take relationship with any child. You have to give a little bit of yourself to get a little bit back. I have found that it's really important for me to ground myself. As a mother, it's important for me to make sure that I'm taking care of my body, self-care habits, teaching her things that help me to feel regulated in my emotion, my synergy with the body and my mind, and all those kinds of things, like doing yoga and reading or meditating. These kinds of things that she can come find me doing are inspiring to her, but they're also grounding for me, so that I'm able to confront any kind of issues that we might be going through with a calm, kind of balanced and very controlled energy, instead of feeling like explosive, volcanic, like stressed out from work, and like she's losing her cool and I'm just really impatient, and then things just go super downhill, you know? So I do my best to really just, like I said, sit quietly with her until she's sort of ready to be calm and communicate fully what she's feeling in that moment with me, because I can't help her now that she's older until I know what it is that she wants. And then there are moments when I know that kind of explosive reaction of like it's not good enough is maybe being triggered by something else that could be upsetting her. It's just interesting to kind of be shifting into this new space, because I've had like feelings of sadness or guilt or jealousy, almost like not good feelings, because I see her relationship with Justin and how he is very engaging and makes things super exciting. And I feel like that's something that dads in general are really good at doing. They're great at like making just like something really simple seem like, wow, super exciting, and they're very animated. And maybe that's not all dads, but I know that Justin is very, very engaging in that way and exciting. And whereas for me, sometimes I feel like I'm just trying to get in and get out and be done with that kind of errand, and so I'm not always super exciting when it comes to those kinds of things. And I felt a sense of jealousy, feeling like, you know, he was doing a better job at understanding how to communicate with her and all that kind of stuff. So I sat him down one day and just was having a really hard time with Azalea that morning, and he told me, you know, really supportive things, that I am a good mom and that I am capable of having a good and healthy relationship with Azalea, and that it's just a hard phase, it's just a chapter of where we are in life right now, and it's gonna pass, and not to compare my relationship with her and his relationship with her. And he reminded me of some sadness that he went through when Azalea was younger, because she was very clingy to me, and he felt like he wasn't able to show up for her because she never really wanted to cling to him in the same way that she would cling to me. And so he had struggles back then, just as I'm having struggles now. And so he just shared that it's gonna pass, that it's okay, and that I shouldn't have like feelings of guilt or jealousy, or that I'm not good enough as a mother, because I am a responsible, very loving, caring mother. And so to take my frustrations of our relationship and turn them into something that is kind of not good for me, not good, healthy self-talk on my own abilities to be a mother and human, caring for another human, and turn them into something that's a bit more positive, that's more fruitful, something that's going to allow me to be more patient with myself and know that there's going to be struggles now and there's going to be struggles in the future, because how she acts when she loses her cool now is very much like insight for the future. And I always say she's like 4 going 14, and the teenager years are, you know, coming so fast, I feel like. And I look back to when I was a teenager and I threw a perfume bottle at my mum's head and it smashed on the wall. And I think about the turmoil that I caused my own mum and how I was still learning how to regulate my emotions, and how I'm going to be going through that cycle again with Azalea and having to kind of go through that hardship with her. And I, as a mother, am going to have to learn to just know that it's all a phase and that we're learning and growing through it together. As she gets older, I'm having to release that control and let her have more of that, of her own control on her own choices. And it's hard letting go of that control and transitioning to a space where you don't get to make so many choices for them. It's just a part of being a human. And now that she's 4, she's much less snuggly, although when she does want to snuggle, it really warms my heart, because those days are flying away. And an evolution of motherhood through this next phase of where she is in life. And it's hard to transition, it's hard to understand, and it's definitely a challenging time. So while I go through this phase of understanding and learning and growth as a mother, I also realize that I'm probably not the only one out there who has been going through struggles while their children are getting older, or like just kind of trying to figure out this whole mom thing. And I just want to send a message to all mothers, because I feel like it's so helpful to hear it and to know it, and to truly like allow yourself to accept that is sometimes hard, because we do so much as mothers and it's definitely not easy being a mom. So if you too are going through hard times or struggling with your little ones, I just want to share that you're a great mom and that you have the ability to show up for your children in ways that they really need. You know your children best, and you see them through the evolution and changes that they go through. And while it's difficult to kind of evolve with them sometimes, you are so capable of transition and change and that metamorphosis that we go through life. And you should be proud, you should be incredibly proud of the way that your children are growing and how you have taught them so much about life and their bodies and about experiences that they have with other people and how to interact and how to use kind words and all the things that you've taught them. It's just so mind-blowing that you have created a human and you are leaving a small imprint on how you see life on them and helping them to learn how to navigate their way through this like whirlwind of an adventure that we're all on. And so yeah, you should just be really proud, and you're a great mom, and don't ever feel discouraged or disappointed in yourself, because we do so much for our families and sometimes forget to take care of ourselves. So make sure that you take moments of calm for yourself, take deep breaths, and just be patient, and things will change and shift before you know it again, and you'll be in a different wave and it's going to be great, and then you'll hit that low again, and know that it's just an evolution of growth and transition and new understanding, and you're changing and your kids are changing and everybody's evolving, and we're having to live together as a unit. It's just like, it's so incredible, the dynamic of a family. And so just give yourself that permission to not be so critical on yourself and not worry so much that you're not doing a good job, and just permission that you are doing a wonderful job, permission to take an evening for yourself, permission to just like stop, take a deep breath and be calm, or walk away and just take yourself for an adventure. If I'm being completely honest, I think that the ice baths have actually helped me to de-stress and be calm and rested and not worry so much about things, because at the end of the day, like, what is most important is that we're together as a family, that we're enjoying our time, that we're supporting each other, and that we're present in the moment. So I just hope that you as a mother know how much you are loved and appreciated by all the people around you, because people love you. I hope that if you are going through some hardship, that you can find some kind of peace and balance and calm, and that you know that eventually everything in that crazy water will settle and that things will feel balanced again. I just hope this video was a little helpful for you. I've been thinking a lot about making these tea times into a podcast format, because I feel like sometimes there's a lot of meat that needs to be just like heard but not necessarily like watched. Let me know in the comments down below, because I could easily make these tea times into a podcast format, which would be really fun. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, all those things. If you want to see more tea times, let me know. If you found this helpful, let me know. If you're a mom out there who's struggling, share what you're going through. So you guys are such an amazing community of people, men and women, mostly women, but you're all just so incredible, and I really appreciate all the kindness that is in this community and how we show up to support each other. I'm just really grateful to have this incredible collective of people who are following along this journey of my life. Have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, and I will catch you guys next time.